All right, here we go, guys. Hello and welcome to X1 Bros. This is the only Xbox One exclusive podcast that you can find. We are all Xbox One all the time. This is podcast number 3. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. How is everyone doing tonight? As always, I am joined by Mr. Cheddar Cheese Jalapeno Bratwurst / Sour Patch Kids, Mr. McSpicy, Mark Heywood.
Sour Patch Kids and the Bratwurst. I'm doing fine, David. I am glad that I know we had a little bit of tech issues today, and when I say little, I mean a lot, but I am glad to be here. And the Bratwurst story, I just brought hot dogs to a Xbox One party on Thursday, and I was the hit of the whole event, so I think it was a win when I brought those hot dogs in there. There you go. Boom.
It was a win.
Well, yeah, it's good to be here. Thanks, David.
Yep. And also, the second place guy who's not really the second place guy. He's actually the first place guy because he's from Canada. It's Rad Like My Dad, Mark Ashley. How is it going this week?
Going great. I am really excited to be here, to be honest.
And for our
Really
listeners
excited.
or viewers, I just really want you to show off your shirt again. Just show it off.
So
Show off that jersey.
This is the 8-bit video of me.
Nice. Looks good. As always, your hockey jersey looks fantastic. Way to represent Canada, man.
It does look fantastic.
Go Canada.
Yeah. Zed. Anyways. And last but not least, it's the guy that hates all other guys. He hates all the orphans in the whole world. It's Jordan the man, Jordan Paskett. Welcome.
Thanks. Hello.
Whoa, 2 words.
2 words
Wow.
this
It's a
time.
special
2
occasion.
words. He's our resident achievement whore. You have achievement questions. He's probably achieved it on Xbox One. That is Jordan the man. Also, we, just so everyone knows, we had a couchcast on Thursday. That's what we had our bratwurst dinner at, and we had a couple followers anyways. So if they happen to catch this podcast, I would like to give a shout out to Wavy Gay Bacon and Dimitri from Russia.
Yeah. He is a cool
Wavy
dude.
Gay Bacon.
Yes. And this is also, for those of you who are just listening on our podcast, this is the first time that we are streaming live via Twitch TV. So go over there and check out our Twitch channel. You'll find the link in the show notes. And let's get started with the most important segment, the news of the day. Jordan, what is going on in the news?
Exciting news this week. So, since it's the beginning of April, I decided to just quickly go through all the games that are coming out in April, and I'll do this every month. Beginning of each month, I'll say what games are coming out. So, in April, we got 5 of them, and first one is coming out April 8th, and that's Connect Sports Rivals. So, fun.
Rivals. What does that mean? Is that like, is there another game that's like, kind of a thing, or? Oh, I don't know. That was a dumb joke. I am sorry. No. Are you gonna get this game, Jordan? Tell me your innermost desires for this game, because it looks like you really like these kind of games, from what I can tell. So.
He's insulted. He's speechless. He doesn't know what to say.
Well, he did say it was.
I think
it's a fun party game, and I'll play it when I go over to someone's house.
Yeah, there you go. I was just
or on
gonna
a
say.
date. But other than that,
I don't know if this is even okay. I'm on the same boat as you, Jordan. It's not our game. I get it, and it's a popular game with families and stuff like that. I don't even know if I do it on a date. I think this is what you do when you go over to your brother's or sister's house and play with their nieces and nephews, kind of a game. You know, it's kind of one of those. Very popular with families. So
Yeah.
if you do have an Xbox One for family connect games, this may be a good one for you, I guess. So.
yeah, and I've played the demo. It's not bad. So if you're into it, pick it up. Let me know how you like it. So
It does show off the Kinect, you know. It does a decent job of that.
And yeah, and I'm sure this new Kinect. I mean, comparatively, the Kinect of yesterday versus the Kinect of today, night and day.
Yeah.
So it should be a lot better than before. Because I remember the old Kinect sports games. There's like the latency is what gets me. But
Yeah.
I am impressed with my Kinect that I use right now on the Xbox One. It's the features on it are pretty good. Anyways, yeah, keep going, Jordan.
But anyway, so on April 11th, Lego Hobbit comes out, and that is a game I will pick up. And
Yeah, I
also
am
a
excited
game
for
that
that
I would
one
play on a date
as well. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All the
That
Lego
is-
games, and what's interesting about the Lego games is they span generations. Like, I mean, young kids can play this to us adults. I mean, it's
they're
just
fun
a
games.
fun
They're
game. They've got a good formula there that works.
It's a great formula, and my wife is not actually much of a console player. She plays like Candy Crush. She's on the bandwagon with the rest of the world as far as Facebook games go. But she sits down and plays this with me. It gets people together that don't normally play games together, and you have a lot of fun. I really like Lego games a lot. So,
And it's Lord of the Rings too.
and yeah,
Hobbit.
and it's Lord of the Rings coming from the Tower of Sauron himself.
Yeah.
Yep.
For those of you that don't know or who are tuning in for the first time, Mark Ashley is our resident Rust player. I know this is an Xbox podcast, but he has played Rust and he has created a tower from Lord of the Rings inside Rust. Which, if you've played Rust, that takes a heck of a long time and a lot of dedication. So.
And a courtyard, and I'm trying to work on an
And a courtyard. Don't forget that courtyard.
I think don't people walking by in the game just go, is that why are
What-
you doing that?
what-
A bit
what are
excessive,
you
don't you
doing?
think?
Yeah, a bit excessive.
Yeah. Get a life, man. Really.
I know, it's
So
pretty
Jordan,
bad.
what
have
else?
one.
What else is coming out?
All right, next game, one I'm most excited for. Gonna pick it up day one, minute one. Trials Fusion coming out April 16th. The Trials series is a fun series, especially with
love
friends.
this game.
Especially with friends.
I absolutely love Trials, and for those of you who have never played any Trials game, if you remember Excite Bike, if you're as old as me, and remember Excite Bike on the Nintendo, it's like that on crack. It's a lot harder, a lot more challenging, and I've mentioned this in shows previous, but I love challenging games when they're rewarding when you complete stuff. So. It's if anything, go on YouTube and watch some trailers of previous Trials games or even this gameplay. It's a ton of fun. It's a good sit-down game, have fun, and get frustrated but be rewarded kind of a game. So yeah, I'm excited about this one too.
Yeah, I
Jordan.
like it a lot. And actually, I was watching people play the beta, and the art looks really good. That's always a big draw for
Yeah,
me.
it's kind of a futuristic style.
It's like a
I guess.
futuristic 2D and a half platform.
Borderlands looking. Yeah.
Yeah, almost 3D, but not quite.
It looks cool.
Yeah, it really does. So.
Yeah, it's fun, and I've played with some friends, but it's fun to sit down with 4 controllers and play with everybody. So
And it's only going to be $40. Can't beat that.
Yeah, no, that's.
It's only that's the price tag on it.
On Amazon, it's $40. So
That's a that
actually,
that,
it's $39.96. I'm sorry.
And the replayability on this is beating the challenges. It gets really hard, it gets harder, and then it gets real frustrating but rewarding. I would absolutely pay $30 or $40 for a Trials game. So yeah,
Cool.
me as well.
Yeah,
that's no question. That's an easy buy for me.
Yeah. And that is April 16th, if I didn't mention that. So, and next on the
Oh,
list
okay, cool.
for all the movie lovers out there, we have The Amazing Spider-Man 2 on April 29th. And from what I've seen, just looks like another, I don't want to say typical, but I guess another typical movie game.
It's a POS.
Hey, don't say that yet. We gotta.
Oh, I know.
Okay, okay. Well, okay.
Make fun of it when
The
we're doing
history,
plot work.
the history
Okay.
of movie games is incredibly bad.
That-
beyond
that's
bad.
True. That's true.
Example: Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows.
Any game. I think
Part 1 and 2.
I think the only game I actually enjoyed that was a movie game was the Lord of the Rings series.
Oh yeah, those
Oh,
were good.
yeah.
Yeah,
But,
that
yeah.
was good.
But those were good because it was like you had the movie scenes, and
I
no
love
game
that
has
one.
ever had that production value at that point of my life. So it was like, whoa. No,
it
but
would go from like movie to game.
yeah. Well, and see, I am a fan of the old Spider-Man games. I really like Spider-Man games a lot, or I used to. I haven't played any of the recent
But those ones weren't based on movies, and for some
Yeah,
reason,
that's
whenever
true.
it's like they're just using it to get a quick dollar. You know what I mean? They're turning
Exactly.
tricks on us.
Point.
Yeah.
Harry Potter,
I
Deathly
feel
Hallows.
as though we are doing the guilty until proven innocent kind of a thing still right now. I think we,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
we've been burned. Let's all admit it. Let's sit
Yeah.
in a circle, hold hands, and talk about how games of movies have burned us in the past. But I agree. I want it to be good because I love Spidey.
Yeah,
Actually,
he's a good character.
can I tell you my name, Mr. McSpicy, is related to Spidey from Spider-Man?
Oh,
Just so you
wow,
know,
very nice.
in a distant, long time ago, how I got that name, Spider-Man was related. It wasn't because of McDonald's.
Oh.
So
Oh, I thought.
nope.
Was it
It
on
was
the menu?
because it was a misprint. It was supposed to be Mr. McSpidey,
Oh.
but it was a misprint, and I just went with it. So.
That is
Fun
funny.
fact for
That
all of
is
you
fun
people
fact.
listening out there that wanted to know the history of my name. I like Spider-Man.
I just learned something new today.
I know. There you go. Okay, what's next?
All right, last game on the list coming out April 30th, and this one's for David. It does look like a pretty awesome game. Child of Light.
Yes! I cannot wait for that. That game, the first time I saw that game, I sat there and I just basked in the glow of the television. That game looks so good. For those of you who haven't seen it, go check out the trailers. It's a platformer RPG, so there's skill trees, but the artwork in that and the style looks so good, and that's really ultimately what intrigues me about that game.
It's a beautiful looking game.
I mean, not to mention that I love RPGs and platformers, so it's kind of the best of everything that I love.
Yeah, and it's pretty, and it's very, very pretty. I like good looking games too. I mean, come on. So yeah, I'm excited about that one too. That's a.
Do we know the price range on that?
I don't know. I'm
I don't
guessing
know.
at
They might
least
do
40.
60 for that
Yeah. That I think that's a full blow game, and it's Ubisoft.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And they're kind of on fire. I mean, they've got a lot of games coming out, so this is
Yeah,
this
Ubisoft is
interesting.
actually Trials as well. Well, they produce it anyway.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
they're part of Trials.
On fire.
RPG, cool.
So that's the games that are coming out. What's the big news going on in the world that is Xbox One?
All right. Well, since we're on games coming out, I thought I would mention Shadow of Mordor got a release date, October 17th, 2014.
Yes.
Awesome.
So this year.
Yep.
And it does look good.
It
if
looks
no one-
interesting, yeah. If
has
you haven't,
seen the
go
new
check out the trailer. There was just a brand new trailer this week that we all checked out, so go check that out.
Okay, cool.
I'm really excited for that one.
That does look fun.
Can you not tell? It looks really entertaining. Like it's cool because it's like a background story instead of like the main story that you've watched the movies from, and so you get the extra lore and stuff like that of it.
Yeah,
It's kind of cool.
I think I was tuning out. Did we already mention that we watched that trailer at our Couchcast on Thursday?
No, not yet.
Because they gave a hint of the storyline. Speaking of what Rad Like My Dad's talking about, and it looked really good. I enjoy a good storyline, so I think you do too, David. If I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, no, it does look good, and I'm not the only one that likes Child of Light. Riddler Burr says Child of Light looks like playing like a dream, and it absolutely does. But back on topic. What
All
else
right.
is happening in the news, Jordan?
So, of course, Titanfall is going to be in the news this week because it's really the only big game out there as of right now. But Titanfall matchmaking patch is done with its beta phase, and they've put the I don't know how to say it, the real patch or whatever into attrition mode. So when you play attrition mode, it will automatically do the new
It's
smart
automatic, yeah.
matchmaking. Yeah, where it's supposedly is supposed to matchmake you with people of your skill level.
Cool.
Have you
That would be
noticed
nice.
that it's actually taken that long? I don't think it's really made it
Any much
longer
longer
to wait.
than
To
finding
wait,
a
you
game
know?
anyways.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
I think they've done a good job with it.
yeah.
So I haven't had a chance really to play it since then. Has anyone? Have any of you guys hopped on? Because when did this patch come out?
I was just playing like an
I
hour
do
ago.
know when we were
Yeah.
setting up for the show, I saw
Yeah.
Jordan sitting there
Oh.
playing Titanfall. So
Yeah, I played it
there was-
yesterday. It was okay.
Is it working good? Because I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
I still I had a Generation 6 in there. I think 2 or 3
Oh, did
Generation
you?
6, and I was Generation 2. But so I don't know. It's better
those
than Generation
not
10.
necessarily. Yeah, those don't necessarily mean skill
Yeah.
quality. I mean, look at Mark. He's 2 generations above me. I mean, come on. So.
Yeah.
That means nothing.
And
So.
I might be stuck on this generation for a while.
So the idea behind this is if you get destroyed, they'll switch you out and put you in a new game, right? That's
Basically, yeah, that's one of-
The
one of
idea is
the-
to find someone before you even get destroyed, and they'll
Oh,
try
okay.
to even it out.
But they
Huh,
do
cool.
have that in place as well. Whereas like, if we were to beat someone 100-0, it would put us with a different group.
cool. Well, I'm really
to
looking
kind
for
of keep
I'm
the
really looking
skins.
forward to that. So I already freaking love that game. I mean, we play it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else?
All
do-
right. Well, next in the news is Ridley Scott and Microsoft are getting together for a digital feature. So if anybody watched for Halo, if I didn't mention that, sorry, for Halo.
Oh.
If anybody watched or saw Forward Unto Dawn,
That
last
was
year-
Forward Unto Dawn was really good. Did Ridley Scott do that?
no, that was
Oh, okay.
that was some people. They filmed it in Canada, actually. There you
Oh,
go.
there you go.
Yeah, I told you everything good.
Ridley
anyway,
Scott.
yeah.
What movies has Ridley Scott done? Give me. Did he do Gladiator?
He did
Yeah.
Gladiator.
Oh,
Ridley Scott
okay.
did,
I'm in love with him then. Oh,
Ridley Scott.
Did he do
Yeah,
Kingdom
Gladiator.
of
that's all
Heaven
you had
too?
to say.
so
he
it.
did Black Hawk Down as well.
Oh wow. So just.
He also did Prometheus and the
Oh,
Alien movies
wow, man. I'm
and Blade
just-
Runner.
Wow. So Halo's going to turn into a Russell Crowe with the blonde chick from Prometheus. What's her name? Charisse Theron, and yeah, all combined into one awesome action video game.
Well, they said it's a digital feature, so it's and from what I understand, from what it sounds like, anyways, they're gonna do it kind of how they did Forward Unto Dawn, where they released it in I guess webisodes,
Oh, okay.
where they did like a 15-minute episode each week on YouTube.
So is this what they
leading up
announced?
to the game.
Is this what they announced at E3 last year? Then that they would be producing their own shows. Is this the beginning
Well,
of that?
This digital short, and you guys can get mad at me if I'm wrong, but this digital feature, I think this is pretty recent. They did announce last year at E3 that Steven Spielberg will be executive producer on the Halo TV series.
Yeah, but isn't that TV series? It's a TV series, quote unquote, but it's going to play on Xbox.
No. So
Right, for
and
gold
that's what
members,
I wanted
right?
to make sure I got through. So this Ridley Scott digital feature is completely separate from the Steven Spielberg TV
Okay,
series.
but when that Steven
Okay.
Spielberg thing comes out, it's specifically for Xbox Gold members, right? Like it'll be on the Xbox Live
Like
for
Xbox Live Video on Demand.
like
kind
how
of thing?
Netflix has made their own TV shows. That's kind of what
Oh, okay.
Microsoft
I see
is
what you
trying to do,
I
right?
don't.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm pretty
know.
sure that's what it is. I mean, we can
From
we
what-
can
yeah,
follow
we can
up
look
and
it
look
up.
it
But
up.
from what I thought it was, like when they said TV series, I thought they meant like this is going to be on ABC or whatever TV like an actual TV series because they're getting a lot of big names to do the pilot. Neil Blomkamp, the director of District 9, and if you have seen District 9, there is a lot of Halo.
Congruity. What's
yes,
the word?
there's when they use this-
Parallel. Yeah.
parallel. Yeah, because when there's a scene where they use a sniper and it looks just like the sniper from Halo 3, right? And there's a scene where they're flying away on a ship and it's totally shaped like a pelican, right? So there's a lot of. But anyway, so that's the director they got for the pilot, and rumors, they're throwing around a lot of big names, but I don't know if it's going to be exclusive on the Xbox.
Oh yeah,
One.
okay, ready? Here's what it says. Halo, the television series, was announced on May 21st at the Microsoft reveal of their next generation console, the Xbox One, and is due to debut in the second quarter of 2014. So we're in the second quarter right now, so that's good. The series was said not to be exclusive to a new TV service on the console, and Microsoft confirmed that Steven Spielberg will be the executive producer. Wow. Interesting. So it's not exclusive to the Xbox One necessarily.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hmm.
So it'll be on regular TV, depending on whatever station they cut a deal with, right?
Yeah.
So,
Huh. Cool.
well, I'm excited. I mean, I know you guys aren't, all that huge into Halo.
I
but
loved.
you
I did
I
love
think
the
Well,
forward
Mania
on.
looks
I
good.
did love the
Don't
forward
don't
onto
be
Dawn.
throwing out that kind of stuff. I mean, I think that was why I bought the original Xbox. Was the first Halo game. I like the second one. I
Halo-
like the.
yeah.
By the third one, I just got kind of burned out from the series. That's it. I mean, I think it's a great series. It just, it's the same thing with Call of Duty. I used to play a lot of Call of Duty, and Modern Warfare 3 burned me out. So, I like Halo. Okay. It's a good game. It's a good game. But it just got kind of burned out from it. But
Yeah.
so don't just say I hate it. Okay, that's all you loser.
Well, I love it.
Okay. What else?
But anyway,
is,
that's
in the news
the
there.
Halo news. I thought was pretty interesting. Another thing, and I actually use this, believe it or not, there's going to be an update to Xbox One SmartGlass.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool. So what is the
to,
update exactly?
It's going to have new controls, and it's supposedly you're going to be able to control your TV, Xbox One, and DVRs from the SmartGlass app on your phone or tablet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw that. I saw a picture of like a controller, right? And like a remote control from your phone or from your smart glass.
from your phone,
Okay. So
so.
to do your TV anyway. So I saw that. So, okay, cool. So that's all part of the smart glass.
Yeah, and it's actually, if you haven't tried out SmartGlass, it's actually pretty cool. So I lay in bed and just from my phone, I do Xbox and
I
Netflix.
will
It's
tell
pretty
you who I think has used it the best so far. Granted, I've not. I mean, I've tried to turn it on with Titanfall and I haven't seen them utilize it
I don't
for
think
anything.
Titanfall has.
But I have used it for Madden, and it's cool. What they do is, you have your playbook and it shows up on your tablet, and while you're playing, so you can select the playbook on the TV screen, but then on the tablet it shows, if you're running this play, the success of something happening is X percentage based on everybody that's played Madden, right? Or like, for instance, if I'm playing against Jordan and Jordan it'll tell me his formation. So it'll say he has 3 wide receivers and 1 running back in this play because you can look in the huddle, right? But it doesn't know the play he's playing, and it's like, this play that you're doing has a 90% chance of success based on the history of everybody against, these types of players that are out there. So it's I don't think I did a good job of explaining that.
Yeah, you lost me.
It
understood.
basically breaks down the plays and tells you if they'll be effective or not, right there on the smart glass as you're picking them on the TV. It's really cool.
Okay.
It's really cool. They've
And,
utilized it really well.
Mark and I actually used it for Dead Rising, and it's just got cool little features. It shows you where collectibles are, where to
Yeah.
find them, and
I
also
really,
cool
I really
little.
liked it for the map. Like
Yeah. That's what I was gonna
instant,
mention.
Oh,
instant
okay.
feedback on where you are in open
On the
world.
map, yeah, so you don't have to pull up the pause screen to look at the map. You can just see it on your phone or tablet
Cool.
or whatever. So
Cool.
Smart Glass is pretty cool, and I'm excited.
Yeah, as
They're
it,
gonna
as it
allow
gets
people to
developed
do
more,
updates.
I think
Well,
it'll
it's
get really
nice
good.
to like send messages with that instead of trying to type it in with your controller too.
Yeah, no, that I know.
That's a real pain.
I
but-
hate typing in with the controller.
But anyways, those updates should be rolling out pretty soon for the Smart Glass, so we'll have to check those out.
Awesome.
Next on the news, I thought this would be interesting to mention. I have Twitch numbers.
Oh, for
since
the Xbox
launch,
One.
so-
Cool.
Yeah, so I thought this would be pretty fun to mention. So,
Interesting.
since launch, 23 million minutes have been streamed through Twitch through Xbox Ones.
Wow.
On launch day, 30% of Twitch was streaming from an Xbox One.
Huh.
And
The other 70 was League of Legends, by the way. Just-
yeah, right. Usually that's.
Okay, keep going. Sorry.
In the first week of the app, in the first week the app was launched on Xbox One, 108,000 different people tried streaming.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
so,
cool numbers.
And
Well, I mean,
And
it is really cool. And if you would have pulled me aside 5 years ago and said, "Hey, we want to make this service where you watch people play games," I would have said, "You're crazy. That's stupid." But it's actually really entertaining. I find myself just browsing games randomly when I have nothing to do.
Yeah, and I have watched Twitch for the last 3 years. I started on Justin TV when it was before Twitch. I follow the scene. I love it. I am excited, especially the problem I think it has right now, the Xbox One has right now, is it's not as professional as some of your professional streamers that you see on Twitch that play various games. So as this, I think, gets developed, as the Xbox One matures, as the Twitch app gets developed, I think you'll see a lot of people possibly even becoming successful using that feature. So very neat, very cool to see that. And the community, the Twitch community is a great community for the most part, besides all the trolls that tell me how fat I am. But but no, it's a great community, and I think this was a move that Twitch did. And look at those numbers. It jumped it up by 30%.
It's a good move on Twitch's part, and it's a good move on Microsoft.
And I do like the way
Everyone
that
wins.
I do like the way that it has been built into the Xbox One, in that it snaps to the side. And even, for instance, today before I got on here, I was actually watching a television show, and then I had Twitch streaming snapped on the side, and I was watching guys play Elder Scrolls Online. So
That is cool.
Yeah, and this is why Kinect, it is just I was so skeptical of the Kinect, but the fact that you can
we
just
all
say,
were.
I know, Xbox snap Twitch, or you can just snap things so fast while you're playing, or Xbox broadcast kind of thing. I know in E3 last year, a lot of people were like, hey, I don't want my Xbox to be a TV kind of a thing, but it really, those features, once it's completely polished, there are a lot of kinks with it. You've heard me, for those new joining the show that are listening for the first time, I am a skeptic on a lot of things, and there are a lot of problems, but I mentioned this before, and we mentioned it in our title of our last podcast. If God had a console, this thing, once it's all worked out, it's going to be freaking amazing.
it's gonna be beautiful.
It's
a
already
beautiful
good
thing.
right now. Besides the kinks, like I mentioned, but yeah, very cool features to go with Twitch. I think that's one of the things that puts this broadcasting app above other consoles. Let's say the PlayStation 4, for example. Just the usability of Kinect with Twitch.
The
I
ease,
think.
yeah.
So
The integration.
Well, I'm not really missing any game demos either, because you can just go onto Twitch and watch a game being played, and then you go, oh yeah, I think I would like this game.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, good
So,
point.
It's funny you actually mentioned PlayStation 4, because that's the next part right here for the Twitch numbers. And I read this in a article, because I'm sure people will hate me for saying this, so I'll put it in the show notes that everybody can look at. The Twitch app on Xbox did in one day what PlayStation 4 took a month to do, and that was the amount of people streaming, the amount of hours that were streamed from the Xbox.
Well, and granted, though, you also had a huge game come out simultaneously with it. So
I didn't think of that until just
yeah,
right now.
you had Titanfall.
You had
So
Titanfall.
that's the year's biggest game so far.
But
So,
what PlayStation just came out with what's that?
Infamous.
Infamous, exactly. They
Yeah,
just came out with that too. Do those
Well, that was
numbers?
a
Well,
week after.
Well, it
That was
said
a week after,
yeah,
okay.
and it said it's done in 1 week what it took 4 months to do by PlayStation. Was that the stat that you shared, Jordan?
One day, what PlayStation took 1 month.
Yeah. See, and so I think that has a lot to do with Titanfall. It's well, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
So,
All right, is that it for the news?
but no, just two more quick things after the Twitch numbers. The kind of bad news actually for Watch Dogs. I know Mark Ashley was getting excited for that. It has been confirmed that there will be no demo for Watch Dogs. So if you want to play it, you gotta buy
When
it.
is that
I thought you were
game?
gonna say canceled, and I would have been like,
It's been canceled.
Postponed again.
when is that game even coming out?
I still don't know. It was announced when I was in high
It was
May.
supposed to be out already. It was supposed to be out at launch, and then it was moved back to March, and now it's May.
It's
Mark?
May. Yeah.
May. Huh.
May.
Honestly, I've kind of lost interest in that because
no,
of the
same-
constant
same-
delay. I was really excited, and now I'm just like,
May
But
27th.
I will admit, I'd rather have it
A good
delayed a
game.
whole bunch of times and be great than have it rushed
Yeah.
out.
Well, but
I
here's the
would
thing.
100% with that.
Here's the
I'm
thing,
on
though.
your
With
side.
it being delayed, it better be good, right? I mean, that's
Yes.
kind of the double-edged sword. You've delayed it so many times. You've teased me so much. Now it's got to be good, or I'm not even. If it's a 7 or lower, which is a game I normally buy, I probably won't buy it. I mean, it's got to be good.
Yeah.
So
I mean, 7 or higher, you would normally buy, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
But if it is,
You only buy the crappy
but
games,
at a,
huh?
yeah.
That's
No,
why we
but
have
I'm saying,
Figure Madden
but I'm
on
saying
the
if
show. No, I'm just kidding.
if it's been delayed so much and I've lost interest that if it's halfway decent than I normally would buy, I don't think I would buy this at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but who knows?
Well-
We'll see. We'll see.
Well, I am all for a polished game.
Yeah.
We've had this discussion off the broadcast many times. I like a developer that takes its time if it's not ready.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the ones that look at Skyrim that took what was that? How many years to develop? They kept delaying it. They kept and then you look at a game like my idol Batman Bruce Wayne, and you had these awesome Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and then you had Batman Origins. Sorry. That game it's the same formula. It would have been awesome, but because it didn't come out polished, it broke the game. And I saw ratings as low as 3 out of 10, 2 out of 10, simply because there were glitches where you would fight a boss and then you would lose your save, 6 hours in.
Yeah.
And so it was a glitchy. It broke the game, and that he's my hero. I mean, Bruce Wayne, Batman. He's so cool, and to do that, I'm on Jordan's side with this.
Yeah.
I'm all for delaying it if it makes it a good game.
And that's what
Yeah.
it seemed like they were doing, I'll get it. So, but I mean, just
You
look at
still get it.
look at other games though, like StarCraft. Didn't that take 10 years to come out almost? And it was near perfect when it came out.
So they're still and they still update balancing.
Yeah,
but yes,
so-
I think StarCraft, if it wasn't so complicated and hard, would be a much more popular game.
Yeah.
I think the audience because it's a game where you strive to be good. I know we're talking about Xbox, so I won't talk about this very much. But we're all gamers. I love all games, so I want to bring this up. That game is just hard, and you want to get better, but you have to be incredibly intelligent to play that game well. Anyways, let's not talk about that, but polished games is what we're talking about, and I agree that they should delay a game if it's not ready. So
Yeah. But I mean, also like David said, if the game does suck when it comes out,
fire the CEO.
Yeah, exactly.
But hey, that's another Ubisoft game, man. They're like
they
you
are,
said, they're on fire.
They're the hot
doing good this
commodity.
year.
Hot commodity. All right.
Anyway, last thing on the news, and I won't dwell on this too much because I know we're going to talk about it in the discussion, but new head of Xbox is the man, Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer.
Yeah,
And
Master Chief now.
He's the man. He's awesome. I listened to a couple podcasts with him on IGN that David linked me, and I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
very excited.
Yeah, I think it's definitely what Xbox needs.
And,
Microsoft as
funny-
a whole needs more leadership like that, but I
Yeah.
think it's what Xbox needs in particular.
And funny thing, when I'm looking at news things on like Joystick and IGN and GameSpot and all these things, all the clips are like, they're like, whoa, Microsoft put someone who plays games in charge of games.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, across
Finally.
across Twitter, all these developers and stuff were like, "Yes, we love this guy." Even developers not developing on the Xbox were like, "Oh, Phil
Yeah.
Spencer, all right, congrats, just a cool guy, so cool that he even listens to this podcast."
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Mark
Well,
Ashley?
he promised he would.
He
yeah,
promised he
so-
would. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we hope
yeah.
so.
yeah.
Hey, it was
So-
cool
He replied-
just to let him know.
Yeah, you replied to.
But
the
he's
Twitter
cool. Every
guy.
time you see him in interviews or even up at E3, he's excited to be there. He's excited to talk about the Xbox. So,
Yeah,
and that's
he-
I think what they need.
Gamer.
Need
He-
someone ready to.
gamer.
Oh
a
yeah.
gamer.
for a game console.
And with
Crazy thinking that's outside of the box.
And
speaking,
what's funny is that's what all these news things were saying. They're like, they put a gamer in charge.
yeah. Speaking of gaming, that's a nice segue into our next
Well,
segment.
hold on. Are we ending the news? Because I have some too.
Well, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
have something real quick. And I just saw this. I don't know who this guy is. Let me get his name. I can't remember his name. Anyways, I saw it in a Reddit thread, and they linked it to. I'll send you the link, David.
Uh-huh.
But Plex, Plex. I don't know if our listeners are familiar with what Plex is.
Is that the movie thing?
It's
TV show?
that's exactly. It's like it for your own home movies or collection of DVDs, movies. You can. It's really simple to set up. Basically, it takes your iTunes. I believe it takes your iTunes movies, your TV shows, and it consolidates them and creates like a media server. So you can, and if anyone else has a Plex account, they can hop on and watch your movies. It's basically like a Netflix for your own personal stuff.
A personal Netflix.
Yeah, Xbox. It looks as though Xbox sanctioned development, Xbox One sanctioned development for a Plex app.
Cool.
Which means that tells me that Microsoft is pretty dedicated to, the media center kind of a thing. But that's actually a very cool thought to be able to have your Xbox be a link to your media server like that. And if it's if it's an app, if it's an account, I can hop on and see what Jordan has on there and maybe watch some movies that he has, kind of a thing.
Yeah,
So,
wow, cool. Taking it to the next level.
Yeah. So it's under development. The guy, I don't have it up here with me. This is off the top of my head, but he mentioned that he doesn't know when it's going to be released. But today they just gave him, they sanctioned that he can start developing for the Microsoft Xbox One. So
Nice.
kind of neat.
Cool. Nice.
Cool.
That is cool.
And hey, just one quick thing. I want to make a correction in the news on that PlayStation 4 comment I made. It was actually a little wrong. Well, it was right.
Retraction.
And wrong at the same time,
Retracting.
so, yeah.
Retracting
No,
the
not
statement.
retracted. So what it was is 108,000 Xbox One owners took to Twitch broadcasting or broadcasted Twitch games in the first week, and it took PlayStation 25 days to reach that number. So Xbox One.
In a month. Okay, so
Yeah. So Xbox One.
Let's say 3 days
120,
because it was February. Come on,
Okay,
let's be honest.
yeah.
So, anyway.
28 days.
Anyway, Xbox did in 1 week what PlayStation took a month to do. So sorry, I just wanted to correct that before people started yelling at me.
All right.
And last piece of news for me, just so you know, I mentioned this in the show last week, I went on a rant for like 5-10 minutes. I apologize to our listeners, but it looks as though the friend online notification is starting to roll out.
Yes, finally.
So
About
I just-
freaking time. I've been waiting for that.
I don't know if it's like the testing phase or whatever, but I have read a post of somebody who just said that it's working, that they
Nice.
saw a friend pop up and say, "Red like my dad is online." And
Cool, man. I'm gonna log
Finally.
in just
Yeah,
for fun.
Well, I have that preview update, so you should just
So, yeah,
we'll try it.
Yeah, try it out.
Yeah,
Let's
I
see
don't
if-
know if it's actually past that phase. I just know that people have had that happen on their Xbox.
Well, I had an update like a couple days ago that I was like, "What is this for?" And actually one this morning. I actually have some news too, because Mark, you're gonna like this one. I had a controller update today.
Oh yeah, that's right. You sent me a text
Yeah.
about that.
Maybe I can use these
Yeah.
Titanfall headsets for
Yeah, so-
Titanfall.
Yeah, really.
That
Yeah.
would be fantastic.
So does anyone
Uh,
know what the update was about? What it included?
For the controller?
The
Yeah.
controller? I don't know. I can't figure out any information on
Oh,
it. I can
okay.
look in the forums actually, but I think it's just to improve the headset, the chat and stuff like that.
Oh,
That's
okay.
probably what it is.
Maybe
'cause, well,
fix the
look, You
adapter.
guys had issues with it already, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
All
I
right,
can't
cool.
wait. And the sound quality, because
Yeah.
this thing works on the PC as well. When I play PC games with these, so much better. I mean,
Huh, interesting.
it's night and day. So
Cool. Really cool.
That's enough, the both of you.
And that means it's time to talk about what we're all playing. Let's start with you, Mr. McSpicy, Mark Heywood. What have you been up to?
honestly, this was a tough week for me. Work-wise, I wish I could just retire and play video games. So I played a little bit of Titanfall earlier in the week. Not anything like Mark Ashley. I mean, he's like 2 generations ahead of me now.
Only one.
Come on, rad like
Blowing us all away.
But I will mention, I had a freaking blast playing Thief on Thursday with all you guys.
Yeah.
So I did have a
Playing
chance
the
to
tutorial.
play the tutorial for 4 hours. Well, Dimitri, is he still in chat? I think he might have left chat. Dimitri was telling us in his own Russian language, you need to move left. You got to press A.
Hey,
press A.
he helped us out a lot because
Don't fight those guys.
we were
Oh,
definitely not
And
paying attention.
The problem was we all took turns eating our bratwurst hot dogs, and we all got different sections of the tutorial. So we're all sitting down eating, and one person's learning the tutorial. And then when you all had to combine all that, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Honestly, probably a game I would never buy, but I would definitely play it on the couch with the bros.
Yeah.
So
So Mark, Titanfall, and played a little bit of Thief from our Couch Cast event, of course. And Jordan, what about you?
Just Titanfall, Metal Gear Solid. I actually took a break from the Xbox for a couple days and played on the PC. But yeah,
So
that's okay.
where are you
We're
at?
Gamers. We're gamers.
Where
That's what we like.
where are you at in Titanfall?
Titanfall, Generation 2, level 23, I think.
Oh, okay.
So just
Cool.
behind you guys.
So
I
have
know last time I
you
looked,
have
guys
you
were, like,
finished
8
all
or
the
9.
challenges then, or because you're on Generation 2 is the shotgun challenge? Have you finished all the
I haven't
challenges
finished
for
the
that?
shotgun challenge, but I have finished and you guys know this, the Titan challenge.
Yeah, you have. Oh man.
Like 2 matches.
Oh man,
Yeah,
he gets like
whatever.
14 kills in one match with the last Titan standing. He's a
And
monster.
then and because he gets 13 kills, we get 0. So we're trying to complete that challenge. And
So Metal Gear Solid, what have you been doing in that? Because I mean, you beat that.
Just doing all the side missions. I actually played the Xbox exclusive mission. It was released. So Metal Gear Solid was released on all 4 platforms: PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. And each console got a special mission for their console. So and Xbox One was the Raiden. If you guys or the listeners know that character, it was a Raiden mission. So I played that. It was fun. So I just like going back, doing the
Cool.
achievements.
So you like
playing
that
the
game that much? I'm gonna have to play that game. So
Yeah, I
Cool.
like it. So
So
I like Metal Gear Solids. I mean, I played Guns of the Patriots and then Snake Eater and all that.
yeah,
So
yeah. So Jordan is still in Titanfall and Metal Gear Solid. Mark Ashley, what have you been up to?
Well, I did Titanfall. Thursday and Friday is like my day to like play games, and so I got up at
I
like
know, and I'm jealous.
7:30
I am
yesterday or
jealous.
Thursday, and played for like 4 hours in Generation 3. But
Oh man,
the
he
hard
is
part
he's
is-
distancing his lead. Expanding
Yeah.
his lead.
yeah, and I'm level 20.
I know, that's where I'm at Generation 10.
Oh, so let me
Well,
let me
the
ask.
first 20
He's,
are easy,
he
though.
just officially lapped me.
Yeah.
Everybody take note.
So let me ask you this: since you're on Generation 3, so Generation 2 is the shotgun and what's the gun?
the cannon gun.
the
or
cannon
whatever it is,
gun.
The quad gun, or
What is it? The rail cannon? Is that what it is?
it's the quad or
Oh, okay.
some cannon. Yeah, 40 mil cannon. Is
Oh,
that what it
40
is?
millimeter. Yeah,
40
that's right. The 40 millimeters are a Titan gun, and then the shotgun. What's the achievement for the regeneration achievement for Generation 3?
Well, you got to have the plasma rail gun, and you have to get like, is it 50 pilot kills or something like that, or
With the
50
rail gun?
Titans, 50 rail
Oh,
with the rail gun,
Okay,
Wow.
that's
50 Titans, which is
that-
going to be hard.
because the railgun's hard to kill a Titan.
Yeah,
with.
we're
Yeah.
going to be playing a lot of the Titan
Last Titan standing.
last Titan standing, and then you've got the what is it what's
The SMG? Is it
assault,
the
yeah,
SMG?
SMG assault rifle, and then you also have the satchel.
Oh, so they're putting on
Charges.
peripherals now, or
Yeah,
extra.
so you've got the
grenades.
the 2 deals where you kill anybody that moves, and then you kill pilots for both the Titan and for the gun, and then you have to do 50.
So do you
satchel
think
pilot
that
kills.
Generation 3 weapons are harder than Generation 2 weapons required to regen?
Yes, I don't like the gun.
So
Or both guns.
yeah, so for
I
those
like
of
both guns, but not for trying to get 50 kills or something like that.
yeah,
That's
so
ridiculous.
for those of you out there who haven't played Titanfall yet, first of all, what are you thinking? Go pick it up. But second of all, each generation you have to there's challenges tied to weapons, and before you can go to the next generation, you have to complete those achievements on specific weapons.
I do
Yeah,
like that.
and
It's a good way.
Most people, if you don't know what generation means, is you level up to level 50, and then you can start over. And when you level up, you unlock guns and stuff like that. You can start over, and then you get this cool little emblem on the left side of your name,
Yeah.
kind of a thing. So
Yeah.
it's bragging
Yes.
rights.
Makes you feel better.
yeah, Titanfall's version of prestiging,
Yeah.
which
In
is
Call
the
of
more
Duty.
common. Yeah.
But I also played Thief this morning again.
Oh,
Played
yeah.
that for a couple hours. Oh, I kind of wish I had got it when it was $30 because
Really?
I probably would have bought it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Really? I will say,
that-
the longer that we played that game, the more I liked it.
It
The
was
other night.
fun.
Yeah.
It was frustrating when you turn on the microphone
yeah.
because you can alert people with the Connect, and David would just go, "Hey!" hey, hey, and I'm like, stop, and everyone would get. It's a stealth game, and everyone would get alerted. Hey.
Well, it's funny. You know that guy that was down in his little office where we came into his front door basically. I came into his back door, and so I was upstairs first, and I went down the opposite way and did everything.
Oh, that's probably
opposite of that.
easier.
Oh, cool.
It was a lot easier actually.
Cool.
That guy had his back to us that time, but
Awesome.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
love
fun
how we were on that spot for like 50 minutes, and we kept getting and all we had to do was walk up to him and knock him on the back of the head.
We're like, well, you ducked and he tried swinging his sword over your head like
Yeah, I
4
was like,
times.
swoosh, 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 and Dimitri is like, you need to dodge more. Chat, that was funny.
Well,
But that's what I've been up to.
for myself, I have been playing Titanfall, of course, and every time I go and try and finish another game, I get sucked back in, and I can't do it. I love that game. I love playing with friends. It's awesome, and I really like that they force you basically force maybe is the wrong word, but you have to use these other guns, and I like it because it has expanded my horizons in that game because I am a smart pistol guru and I love that gun. But I'm actually not minding the shotgun. At first I hated it, but now I've gotten used to it and I'm not minding it at all. So
How do you play it? Like, what's your style of play?
so I play actually the shotgun. At first I was trying to change my style, but the shotgun, it's close quarters. And so I started playing it how I played the smart pistol, and once I started doing that, I took off. I did a lot better with the shotgun.
Yeah, well, and like when because I obviously have to do that challenge too. My favorite thing is jumping from roof to roof, parkouring everything. That's not a gun you can do that with.
No,
I
it's
think
really
you
got to
run
be
through the
inside, yeah.
buildings or through the alleys, and yeah.
Yeah, you have to be inside, most definitely.
Or hang from the roof.
Okay, on that note, since we all had the opportunity to, Titanfall pretty much is still our game of choice, obviously, but we did have the opportunity to check out. Thief this week on our Couchcast, which for you listeners, we're going to be doing that every week. So stay tuned for that. Thursdays, just pretty much all night Mountain Standard Time.
Starting at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard is when we're shooting for.
Did you say Tuesdays?
Sorry,
Thursdays.
Thursdays.
Thursdays, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard. You can come actually right to this or to twitch.tv/X1Bros. We're going to be doing that every week. We're going to do that for all night.
All night long. Anyways, so we had a chance to check out Thief. What were your guys' impressions of it? Mark Heywood, let's start with you.
At first, it felt very clunky. It would move like I'm used to. I don't know, more smooth games. It was like this. People are listening to this. They're not watching me. Sorry. It's just you move left, stiff, stop, move right, stiff, stop, and then you would walk forward, stiff, kind of. It felt kind of clunky that way, kind of stiff. I had a hard time following the storyline. Sorry for this pop. I had a hard time following the storyline a little bit, mainly because, we were all having a good time, eating some hot dogs, drinking drinks, just hanging out. I think the more we got into it, the more I enjoyed it. Although I gotta say, at the end when Jordan was trying to pass that scene for an hour and a half, I was so frustrated. I'm like, oh my gosh, just pass it. I don't know how. Just pass it.
That was funny. Wasn't that the water scene?
Yeah.
Where we just had to
No,
go
that was where the
down.
dog,
One with the
dog.
It says go really slow, and it's like, oh.
Dimitri was probably pulling hair out of his head because Dimitri was in the chat. We made a new friend that day, and he was
a cool
trying.
guy.
He was trying to help us because we were just not doing.
Hey.
We spent 3.5 hours in the tutorial.
You can't help someone that doesn't want to be helped, guys.
Okay. Anyways, so my first impressions were it's kind of a clunky game, but as we got into it, it was a good game. But I don't know if I'm being biased because we all had a good time trying to beat it.
Yeah,
play it.
yeah, that's a good point. I don't think we played enough we didn't even close play enough to be able to give it a rating or anything like that. But it's just kind of our first impressions. Jordan, how about you?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Mark. It was, especially moving left to right, it just seemed not responsive, you know what I mean? But I mean, maybe that's because we've been playing Titanfall so much. But
And
it
the
seemed
parkour
really.
in Titanfall, like it's so smooth, you know,
Yeah.
running on
Yeah.
the walls and it's so fast.
So the controls were a little bit confusing at first, but I mean that's just like with any new game.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one thing is just a little clunky. And then my one complaint about it is it wasn't as open world as I thought it would be. When
we were in the tutorial. That's what.
well,
Dimitri
yeah, okay, so that's right. I mean,
Well,
this
I
is
do
when
hear
when
I do
saw
hear
the
in the reviews that is one of the complaints that
complaints,
it's
yeah.
very
So
linear.
when I was like watching the preview and getting ready for it, I kind of thought it would be more like an Assassin's Creed type of open world. You run up the buildings, kind of sneak and do your missions your own way. Whereas this one, it was open world. It was a linear open world, if that makes sense. So I was a little disappointed but I mean maybe the missions or maps get bigger as we go on. But my initial first impression is I liked it so far. I would have, like Mark said, I would buy it for $30, not 60.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Cool.
I would have bought it when it was on sale, but
So, Mark
other
Ashley,
than
you've actually probably played it the most out of all of us, obviously. How did it feel going through the second time? And your impression from the first time to the second time, did it change at all, going back and playing it, getting a little bit more in-depth with it?
Yeah, because like the first time, it was just like what Mark said. It was really clunky, and I was like, "What the heck? Like you're like a robot moving around in here."
and you're supposed to be a thief. You're supposed to be all
Yeah,
stealthy. Yeah.
Really smooth.
But then,
agile.
but when I played today, it was a lot better because I thought of it more of like Skyrim when you're crouching and you're moving around. That's kind of like how it is. It's
Yeah.
like it's basically Skyrim
Yeah,
with a crouch.
that's a
But
good interpretation.
but that's what in Skyrim. That's all I would do was crouch and move around a lot and sneak around people and stuff. And so it got a bit better because that's what I did in the game. I just crouch and move around a lot, and
Yeah.
nobody notices you as much. I did like it. You know, I think it could be a lot more fun if you played longer. I want to see what the story goes with, you know, because the story wasn't bad. The acting's a little bit bad, but the
Yeah,
story.
The
it's
was-
voice
voice
acting
acting.
was. But that's something, when voice acting is really bad, it kind of makes it funnier. for
Yeah.
me.
Although I
That's
will admit
true,
they
yeah.
did have some pretty good one-liners though. In
Yeah,
that game.
yeah, it wasn't bad. But I just got to where we ended last night again this morning. But I think it's not worth $60, but you know
Possibly worth 30 if it
a
goes on
Metal
sale
Gear
again.
Solid, yeah, you know, $30. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I liked it as we went on. I like the idea of puzzle solving. That's what I felt like, especially when we got stuck where that dog was.
Which turned out to be a
I
really-
like challenges like that.
We overthought that.
Yeah, we
so
did.
Hard.
It was just like, hey, just run to that shadow right there. Oh,
Go
there's
there
the
and then
path.
go there.
Yeah. But I like challenges like that. And I get a sense of accomplishment, and I like games that require you to be patient in order to pass. And I think that's what that game is. I would like to play it all the way through. I don't know if I would buy it right now. I'm just too busy. I don't have time. But I would like to one day play that all the way through just to see where it goes from here. It intrigued me that much. So
It's kind of refreshing because it is a slower game. You can't just rush through it. You know, you have to take your time. You have to hide behind guys, even though they're staring at you. But,
Yeah.
but
and with that, that's a good point to
No, I
end it
threw
on.
a bottle right at a guy's face.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
So,
With that, it is discussion time. It's discussion time. Do, 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 do.
you gotta really get a sound bite for that.
Yeah, I don't have a
Yeah,
sound
I
bite
like
for you.
that
man.
one.
It's just those. Wait, I do have one. Here we go. That's us discussing. Right there. Oh, that poor child. Anyways.
Okay, we're done. No, we're done.
Anyways, so today, Phil Spencer, this is probably going to be the, I'm really excited about Phil Spencer. This is going to be what we focus on today. He's the new head of Xbox. They've actually, under him, consolidated all of the different parts that go into the Xbox to make them all accountable to him. He is
Xbox
the
Music,
box. He
all
is
that.
the sole man responsible for the success or failure of the Xbox, so to speak, and I think it's a good thing. But I wanted to share with everyone, IGN, who does a great job getting interviews and covering news, with the Xbox and the Xbox One, had him on their show and did an interview with him after he was announced to be head of the Xbox. And so I just want to play some clips. Let's start with the first one. This kind of just gives you an idea of the type of where he's going. So they asked him, you know, hey, why did they pick you? Where are you going? What are your ideas? And here's what he said.
Both consoles are doing incredibly well. I think that's good for the business, but we're in this to win, so I want to stay focused on what we can do to win over gamers. I think that starts with games. I found that great gamers play games. And
so what do you guys think of that? Mark Heywood, let's start with you.
Absolutely awesome. A gaming console, our first place to start is games. What an outside of the box concept.
Yeah, right.
That is, so I just
What
ate a
was your
Sour
thought?
Patch Kid,
Yes.
sorry. You got me when I was eating some candy. Absolutely awesome. Where has this guy been since, I don't even know how long. I mean, and the community appreciates it. I mean, this guy is a cool guy. He is a gamer.
Yeah,
And that
refreshing.
is, you can tell just by that comment.
Yeah.
I mean, let's appease our consumers. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
what a crazy thought.
Yeah, I know.
I'm all that's fantastic news for me.
Mark Ashley, any thoughts on that?
Can we call him Master Chief from now on?
Master Chief? I
He's
know, right?
Like the Master Chief of Xbox now.
I know, right?
Yes.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Phil Spencer, he was head of Microsoft Studios, so he was in charge of all the games that were coming out under the umbrella of Microsoft Studios. And so he basically got to play games all day and say, hey, this is where we're at in this game, where we're at in this game. I mean, that wasn't his only job, and I'm sure if you were to talk to him, he'd say, no, of course not, I did all these other things. But very game-oriented, game-driven, and I find that quote refreshing. You know,
Yeah, he just seems like a cool dude.
yeah,
you know?
we're gonna start with games, and gamers come to great games where there's great games. So
That really is what you need. You need someone that's ahead of this that plays games, knows what is fun, what isn't fun. You know.
yeah. So before I ask Jordan what he thinks, let's play clip 2, and Jordan, give me your thoughts on this. So he was posed the question, what are the challenges that you face, and how do you want to win? How do you want to overcome those challenges? Here's what he said.
I think long term, this is really about reinforcing our focus on games with Xbox One. When you take me, and I'm honored to be chosen for this position, but you kind of know what you get when you pick me, which is we're going to lead this platform from a gaming point of view.
Yep.
And I want to make sure that everything that we have in the roadmap going forward makes us the best place for gamers.
Jordan, thoughts?
Well, but going back to the first clip, I like when he said, and don't get me wrong before I say this, I do like both consoles. I like all games, I really do. But when he said both consoles are doing well, but we're going to get the gamers, right? Like I love that attitude, that on the attack, let's go get back all the people that went and bought PlayStations or this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And with this last comment, what did he say? Basically going back to the core of gaming, getting gamers to come back to Xbox. I like that. It means when I take that, it means like we're gonna get new games. I mean, I'm excited for E3 this year because they're saying they're gonna release a whole bunch of games, right? They have how many indie developers coming? Not to mention all the other ones they have in the pipeline. But
yeah, let me play that clip one more time, just because I think it's such a good one, talking about challenges that the Xbox One faces.
I think long term, this is really about reinforcing our focus on games with Xbox One. When you take me, and I'm honored to be chosen for this position, but you kind of know what you get when you pick me, which is we're going to lead this platform from a gaming point of view.
Yep.
And I want to make sure that everything that we have in the roadmap going forward makes us the best place for gamers.
The best place for gamers. I love that.
yeah, that line before, we are going to lead this platform in gaming.
Yeah.
That is it.
Now, I've mentioned this even when I come over to your house, David, and we work on your computer a little bit. I get frustrated when certain things aren't easy, aren't intuitive, you know. Like even, I mentioned this earlier in the show, the the notification that your friends pop up.
Yeah.
And I always ask the question, do they even use their own equipment? Do the people developing this stuff even use it? That comment right there, you know what you get when you pick me, and it's going to be about gaming. He is going to use the stuff. He is going to be figuring out what works, what doesn't. I mean, it was. I don't want to relate him to Apple Steve Jobs kind of a thing, but Steve Jobs would use his stuff. Basically, I think Apple was just his toy company to make stuff that he wanted. You know, that's basically what I think that was. And he was the user. He threw stuff out all the time, kind of thing. And I bring that up just because I want to alliterate, or I want to state that he is going to be using the gaming console for games, and that is going to, for our audience, gamers, is going to increase the awesomeness of that console significantly.
Yeah.
My 2 cents.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I think last year at E3, their
They botched it.
messaging was terrible. It was like, hey, look at all this stuff you can do on the Xbox. Oh, yes, and it plays games. Instead of saying, and I think he's taking the opposite approach, saying, hey, look how awesome our Xbox is. Look at these awesome games we have. Look at how you're going to be able to play these games. And, oh, yeah, plus it can do these things, right? And it's
Plus,
just,
it's a kick-butt freaking machine for anything else.
yeah,
you
and
want.
I just, refreshing. That's the word that comes to mind when
Well,
I listen to him speak.
last year
Refreshing.
their thing last year was a all-in-one media device, right? Whereas he is a more all-in-one gaming device, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So okay, last clip here that I have, and he was asked, what are your goals heading into E3? And this is a response, and it's kind of a short clip, but I love it. Here we go.
It's all about the games. And I thought last year's E3, which obviously happened in the middle of some kind of fog a little bit, but I thought
Some kind
last
of
year's
fog.
E3 was a good game show. Like we had a strong lineup of content from Kojima coming out at the beginning all the way through Titanfall and everything that we showed. This year, I think, is going to be another really strong year for us on stage with games. It's early on in the consoles when they've come out, you kind of get through the launch consoles. I think gamers and fans have a lot of conversations about things that aren't game-led about the consoles. It's nice on the heels of Titanfall. It feels like for both consoles we're getting back to, well, what games am I playing on the consoles? Where's the real strength?
Yep.
All the way from the ID games through your AAA games. And I want to make sure that resonates on stage, and I think we have a great console with great content for gamers.
What a cool guy,
Yeah,
man.
right? I mean, do we even need to talk about, let's go home. That's the end of show,
Well,
done. Goodbye.
his last comment, a great console for gamers. Keyword.
Yeah.
Gamers.
Yeah.
So,
I like how he mentions the fog.
I know,
I mean,
there's this
that's
fog.
kind of a jab at his, friends and colleagues,
Yeah.
kind of, but still, nice enough to be able to say that. But it
Yeah.
was like, yeah, they kind of botched it, kind of thing.
No,
And
they really did. Just their
the communication.
The
It was
PR
all
nightmare.
about the
It
communication.
was.
Yeah. Well, but when has Microsoft ever been good at communicating?
Well,
Anyway.
I think he brings that to this finally, right? Finally. It's
Yeah.
like, finally. You're
And,
what we've been waiting for. No wonder everyone's so excited. I mean, for those of you that are hearing this for the first time, you can see why everyone on Twitter and across the gaming industry was so excited for this. I mean,
Because now the console is now for us now.
Yeah.
That's what's exciting to me. Absolutely, and it probably already was kind of, but it was more inferred. It was implied. This game, yeah, it's for gamers, but check this out, kind of thing.
yeah.
The guy. I mean, what a cool that last clip.
Yeah, I'm
Cool
really
dude,
excited.
man.
I'm excited the direction that's going. I'm excited to have him as a listener on our podcast, but also as the head of Xbox. I think it's
Yes,
good
he
to show
replied
where.
to one of our tweets. How
Yeah.
cool is that?
Yeah, he
We're-
said he would check out our podcast. For those of you who we haven't said that or explained that to yet, we haven't explained it at all. What am I talking about?
Yeah, explain it, David.
But
Explain.
I think Mark Ashley should explain it. He's the one that became best friends with Phil Spencer over the weekend.
Basically, he just replied to a tweet. Sorry,
Yeah.
spoiler alert. Sorry. So
I was pretty much to just give up on Twitter and to be like, okay, I'm done. That's as good as I can get. Nothing better than that. But I sent our podcast link to him and said, hey, check it out. See what you think, kind of thing. And he replied saying, I'll check it out.
Yeah,
so,
and I think that speaks to he
Yeah.
loves games. He likes all things
Well,
games, and just the
well,
type
if he
of person
takes
that
his
he is.
time just to look at
I mean, we're
us,
little
who just
guys.
started out. Yeah,
well, yeah,
we're,
Yeah, we're
another thing
nobody.
is
Literally,
talking
we're
to the
nobody.
community.
we're
Yeah.
the nobodies.
Yeah.
And,
So,
Yeah, so.
the fact that he did that, what a stand-up guy.
anyways,
Cool dude.
Go ahead, Mark Ashley. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, even if he doesn't check it out, at least he tweeted back, which is more than I expected. So
Yeah, right.
Well, at least now you know he's listening to the community. I mean, he took
Yeah.
the time to read
No,
that.
he
and sent
so
something
now I
definitely
gotta
back,
be
has.
so-
careful what I tweet.
He has, yeah, he has his ear to the ground for sure. But moving on from that, I wanted to talk about Battlefield 4. Battlefield has kind of been Call of Duty's cooler younger brother, I would say, the last couple years.
Yeah, and that, you're going to offend a whole bunch of
I know.
fans of either
Send your
side. to
send your
even
hate mail
mention
to
that.
Mr. McSpicy at.
Me? I'm the one who brought that up. You don't cross those lines.
yeah.
Those are two separate games.
I know, right? But anyways, it really was, and it kind of had an unsuccessful. It's kind of been broken basically since it's launched, and so we the four of us haven't really gotten into it where we've been into Battlefield in the past. But I wanted to have you guys had a chance to see the new Battlefield 4 DLC, the naval one that's come out?
I have.
Jordan has. Explain for those who haven't seen it a little bit.
So what
about
it is basically it's like you said, it's a naval map pack, right? Big ocean levels, coasts, little islands here and there. So it looks really, and the thing about Battlefield is it's built on such a beautiful engine. The Frostbite engine is one of my favorite engines.
Yeah, it is nice.
It is such a, especially in Battlefield 4. It's good looking, the destruction, the sound. And remember, even David, you made this comment. What was it, Battlefield Bad Company 2? It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And it does. It's such a. I love that engine. Any game that's built on the Frostbite engine, I would play just because I love that engine. But unfortunately, Battlefield is broken. It's not balanced. I think the maps aren't as good as they used to be. And
Yeah. So
but
the DLC.
yeah, the DLC, it's so basically, like I said, just this naval map pack, right? Different, you can kind of, there were some people fighting on aircraft carriers. I think they're adding new vehicles with these like land to sea boats. And the trailer, you can check it out. It's on Xbox right now, just in the marketplace. But it looks really good. It looks really intense. It kind of got me like, ooh, maybe I should
Yeah,
go buy
basically
Battlefield.
you can one of the things is you're trying to take over an aircraft carrier
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
in the ocean, so you got to sail up to it and grab it while the other team is defending
defending
the
it.
aircraft carrier. And just a really cool concept,
That's a
and
cool idea.
it's I think it's the best Battlefield 4 has looked since the debacle. I mean, since it's been broken this entire time, right? And so I was just wondering, do you see yourself with Titanfall coming out? What does Battlefield need to do to get you guys back playing it? Mark Ashley.
Bring more destruction back, I think,
Yeah.
and bring wall running.
Bring
Wall
wall
running.
Well, the destruction on the
It is
the
better.
That's
This
not
one.
Battlefield
gonna
field
happen.
is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's a lot better than it was the third one. I don't. I
Can't
should really actually just play
maybe I
Battlefield
should
again.
ask this question. Can it entice you to come back?
No.
Yes.
No. I think that's an honest answer. Mark.
If I need a shooter, I've got Titanfall. and
Yeah.
So I don't really need anything else right now.
Well-
Battlefield is because I really loved Battlefield. I played the last 3 or 4 of them. I guess 3 of
Yeah,
them.
I mean, I love Bad Company. I love
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
I liked Battlefield 3. I did. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. It was a lot more serious. A lot more f-bombs as you play, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But I think still to this day, I think that golf level on Bad Company 2.
Oh, so
That
much
was
fun.
So
So much fun. Yeah,
so
that was
that's
so
the one
fun.
you always tried to queue up when you played. But
Yeah.
it did kind of burn me out a little bit. I don't know. I'd have to, and I haven't seen the trailer, so it's hard to say I could get excited when I've been burned. I want to hug.
Yeah.
They hurt me. They
I think-
really hurt me.
I think a
So-
good thing that Respawn has done actually is made it so you can't choose what map you're doing. Because in Battlefield, I did that, and I'd only play the same map because I liked it better than the others.
The
And I
golf.
think,
I love
yeah,
the
The
golf
golf one
map.
was-
But
that
I
was
think-
the coolest. You're on the golf cart.
I did
and
get
you
an
have the
achievement
repair
on that
guy.
map, just so
you have,
everybody
you have
knows.
somebody shooting and somebody's just sitting there repairing the golf cart as you're right. Oh, it's so good. So
but I
good.
think that would actually improve Battlefield is if you had to play a certain map, where you had no choice out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
Or
my
even
idea.
is
but-
there a vote? There isn't a vote system. Is there like there is Jordan?
Yeah, I think in the new ones there is.
There's a
Actually,
system?
No, I don't know.
think
I don't
Does
know. I don't
chat
think
know?
there
I don't
is.
think there's a-
Checkman or
no.
Little, do you guys know?
I don't think there's a
Let us
system.
know if you guys played Battlefield.
I've only played Battlefield 4 like 2-3 times. So.
And then you were,
Yeah.
and then you cried because. it
Yeah,
hurt you.
I'll be honest. I think that they have to rethink their model at this point. Especially Titanfall has its hooks in me, and I don't know if they could get me back with DLC. And and I just think I wonder where they're gonna go next, and if they can get us back. So yeah.
I think I could go back to Battlefield just because, and this is just my opinion here.
Okay.
Battlefield has something that no other shooter has.
That's a good
and
point.
that's destruction.
Yeah, that is a
And
good point.
You got to admit, I mean, come on. When I shot down every single one of those trees in that golf level.
Yes, but look at
things.
Yes, but I think that that's a salient point in this respect. Look at how far back you had to go to bring that up. Yes, destruction is great,
I completely agree with you.
but you haven't felt immersed since number 2 within that destruction to
Yes.
even to make it memorable.
But
That was number one,
like I said,
actually.
I do think
Number 1, yeah.
number 1. But number 2 was good too. Bad Company 2.
Yeah.
And I think it
Battlefield-
has a lot to do with maps. I think that number 1
And balance.
balance.
I mean,
Yeah, that's balanced
Because
maps
look at
in number 1.
1943 when it came out, Battlefield 1943. That was not. All you had to do was get in a tank,
get in a tank
got
and
the
you
high score.
destroyed. I know, right? But no, the maps were so perfectly balanced and so well done in the first one, and they've never been able to recreate that magic. I mean, look at Titanfall.
And
What makes
maps are
Titanfall so
designed-
well?
the
The
maps.
maps. So
They're designed
well
very
balanced, so
well.
well designed. Yeah.
But no, Battlefield, they have the destruction, which, I mean, Titanfall doesn't have destruction, Modern Warfare doesn't, and the destruction is what makes Battlefield Battlefield. It's a cool thing. And you guys have to admit, Battlefield does do a good job of making you feel like action everywhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Things blowing up, the sound is amazing. They do have another thing that I think sets them apart is the fact that when you play Battlefield, you're literally on a battlefield. You're on this
Battlefield.
big, huge map, which
It's a war game.
yeah, it's a war game, right? And
Huh.
I think, I know, with the whole, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, bigger isn't necessarily better, but if they do it right to where, like, remember the maps like Oasis or the golf level, even in Battlefield, Bad Company 2, they had that harbor level. They're big maps and you have a ton of players on them, but they were still balanced and fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
if they can find a good mix between their maps and the 32 versus 32 where they're at right now, I think they can have a good game.
Interesting. Yeah. Anyways,
But,
so moving on. Elder Scrolls Online came out for the PC this week. Huge game, right? Came out for the PC. It's going to come out on the Xbox One. What, in a month? May? Is it May that comes out?
June.
June.
It's June.
June.
So June it comes out.
This month then.
Are any of you guys considering getting it?
It's actually June 30th, so
Jordan.
it's like July pretty much.
So Jordan's gonna get it on the Xbox One.
Are you getting it Xbox One then?
Yeah.
Is
I'm
that
really
why you
impatient,
waited?
So I might buy it for the PC too. But no, I'll get it for the Xbox One for sure. So
Yeah. Speaking of our Battlefield discussion, chat has said Battlefield is greater than COD.
Yeah. How does the rest of the world think? 'Cause, I think there's a lot. No, I'm not gonna even. I'm not gonna even start.
yeah. We don't want to hate Valve.
Focus.
There we go.
Focus.
No, but Elder Scrolls Online, Mark Heywood, do you think that you would consider getting an MMO? I think the broader question is an MMO on the Xbox One.
Can I? Here's the problem I have with this game, and I think it's more. I've respected the Elder Scrolls developers. What's their name again? Sorry.
Bethesda?
Yeah, I mean, look at the games they produce. They are.
But full disclosure, Bethesda is actually only producer on this one. ZeniMax Online is the actual developer of.
Okay, but I mean, the producer
Yeah.
is the one who makes the decisions.
Mhm,
I
yeah.
saw, and this was an article 8 months ago, that they were trying to get Xbox Live to remove the gold membership to play this game, and they're thinking, oh, let's make it cheaper for the people that buy the game, when in fact they are charging a $60 game, $15 a month to play it, and an in-game store. And then
Yeah.
they have the ganas, the balls to say, hey, can you please remove your $6 a month feature to Xbox, that frustrated me. I do not agree with them. But I mean, okay, you do the free to play, you build the in-game store. Okay, you do the $60, you get the game in-game store. Maybe. I think the pay per month is a model that's dying or possibly dead. It's possible you could argue that fact. I won't debate that. But to have all three and then have the ganas to go to the to the console and say remove that so that it's cheaper for our consumers.
Yeah.
That upset me.
Yeah, no, I was all about that game, and I was excited to purchase it. But the subscription does turn me off simply because I've never paid for a subscription model, and I don't plan on paying for a subscription model.
I think it was great. I don't think it was great. I still didn't. Nobody likes to pay.
Well, the
for
only
subscription
person
model, but
that's been able to do it sustain it
Blizzard.
is Blizzard. Yeah, under
Yeah.
World of Warcraft, and they were really the first, and they did it the best. But everyone
And
else.
it had its time, but I think the time has passed, especially with the free to play model.
Well, I think subscription PC gamers are much more willing to pay subscription, especially than console people, especially since you're already paying for Xbox Gold. You got to pay an additional $15 above that. In fact, even in chat, they just said that 15
Lizzo
plus
from chat.
plus Xbox Gold. And I think that's where console gamers are at. It's just too much combined. But despite all that, Jordan, I did play the beta, and it is a decent game, and I could see myself getting into it and losing lots of hours.
It looks like a good game.
Yeah.
I actually didn't play the beta, but I live on Twitch. I watch games all day when I can. I listen to it while I work. It looks like a good game. I just don't agree with that model at all.
Yeah, so we'll see how it plays out. I think it'll be really interesting to see the success of it and how fast they move to free to play. In all reality, last but not least, because it is freaking late where we're at.
I know.
So,
Did this time even exist before now?
I don't know, man. But I had this question for us last week, but we didn't quite get to it, so I thought I'd bring it up this week. And let's start with Mark Ashley on this one. What Xbox 360 game would you buy if they brought to Xbox One to replay? Or not even to replay. Say you never played it, but just what Xbox 360 game would you buy when they bring it? And it's inevitable. They're going to bring them to the Xbox One. Any halfway successful game, they're going to bring it. I mean, why not,
That's a good question. There's like a bunch of them that I would buy. I'd say Batman Arkham City, but since the new Batman's coming out for the Xbox One, I wouldn't get it.
Well, and I actually, speaking to that, I think that's probably how they're going to do it. Coming up to a new game, prior to release of a brand new game, they'll bring up the older games and say, hey, you can play this first. And I think that's probably the best marketing way that they'll do that. But what do you think? What would you get?
Man, it's tough.
That is a tough question. I'm trying
Yeah,
to.
it really
I'm sitting
is.
over here. I have time to think, and I'm struggling.
Yeah. Oh, well, does anyone have one?
Lerzo, he's
Call of
got
Duty.
my.
Call of Duty 4! Call of Duty 4!
Awesome.
That's
Very
funny.
good. Thank you, Lerzo.
I would probably do Skyrim, but I bought it for the PC, so I'm going to say Metro 2033.
Oh,
Really?
Oh, 2033.
Actually,
Oh,
I'd rather get Metro Last Light because I haven't played it yet, but
that wasn't out. Was that out on the Xbox 360 though? I think that
Metro
was
2033?
strictly PC.
was it? I thought...
Oh
or was
no,
Last
no,
Light
it is.
then?
No,
I think it is
was.
Xbox 360. I think you're right.
He's Canadian. What does he know?
I don't
I'm
know.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
What's an Xbox? I don't even know what that is. No, just because that game scared the crap out of me, and I was really bad at it because I'd use up all my ammo. But
Yeah,
but it was a fun game.
yeah. So Metro 2014 type game, Mark would go for on
Sure.
the Xbox One. What about you, Jordan?
Oh man.
That is a tough.
Yeah, it
question.
really is. I'm looking back at my library right now.
How about Battlefield Bad Company?
That one was
Bringing
tough.
that back?
Didn't have
No,
that
I
That
could
one.
company- was that Xbox 360?
That was
Yeah,
the-
yeah, it was
Yeah,
a
it's like
360.
wasn't it?
That was?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm
Or was
old.
that the first
I
one?
don't even.
That was the first one.
I don't even remember. I thought that was the original. So
Ugh, I'm trying to think. And
Yeah, Metro
what I'd
Last
probably
Light
get?
is on the 360. Good job, Mark.
I know my game.
Yes,
I
you
know
do.
it's
I don't.
between two games, and one of them I know for a fact David's gonna choose.
Okay, don't pick
So-
that one then, because
Okay,
you're
I won't
you're
pick that
probably
one.
right.
well, can I just say before you pick that one, David?
Uh,
I would choose. I'm gonna step in before Jordan. My bad. I apologize. I'm gonna say any game by Rockstar.
okay. And with that, maybe I should go first because I know mine. Red Dead Redemption. I love that game. In fact, the other night I was driving home and the sun was setting, and I thought, man, I'd like to ride up to tall trees and watch the sunset right now.
In a bear, really.
on a horseback. Just
On
that
horseback.
sunset.
Some zombies chasing me up there, maybe a cougar, maybe a hunt a cougar. Don't know if I have time, but I just want to go up there and watch the sunset. And if they brought that back, I would buy that game. Ready for this? I would pay full price for that game on the Xbox One. And I would go through it again because obviously I don't have my save from the 360, and so I would love to go through it again, a remastered version, so to speak.
It is
right?
a good game.
Can I go back even one console before?
Yeah, go ahead.
Speaking
Absolutely.
of Rockstar, and one of the best underrated games I have ever played.
Go ahead.
Have you ever played the game Warriors?
No.
That's my point.
Like
No one knows
Dynasty
about
Warriors?
it.
Dynasty Warriors?
No, it's called Warriors. It was based on a 1979 movie. Rockstar, of course, made this game. I remember it was a couch co-op game with my buddy. Shout out to Hoser, okay? Hoser's a cool dude.
Did you just call him Hoser?
Yeah, that's his. That was his. Yeah, Canadian.
You're supposed to say A afterwards.
Hoser, no, that was his nickname, Hoser. He's in the military right now. If he's listening, how's it going, man? He's having twins. So shout out to that. He isn't. His wife is. But anyways, that game, Rockstar is such a good game developer.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that game because no one has heard of that game, and it makes me cry because it was one of the funnest games. And check this out. That game, best game based on a movie. How's that?
Really? Really?
Best game based on a
Wow,
movie.
that is
Because
a bold
you know
statement.
what was genius about this game? So this game, you can look up the movie Warriors. The great thing about this game is, you watch this movie. What do
I'm
you like?
looking at the box art. It looks fun.
It's so awesome.
Now I've got to look
You
this
watch
up.
this movie and it shows a storyline, okay? It shows what happened. It's about gangs in New York, okay? And kind of some things that happen. Basically, a gang in New York is framed for... They had this whole group together to unite all the gangs of the 70s, and they were going to become like the mafia. But at that meeting, the boss guy got assassinated, and it was blamed on this gang called the Warriors, and they had to run. The movie is them trying to get back to their turf. Okay, does that make sense? Now you watch this movie, and it's actually a really good movie.
Yeah.
As a filmmaker, I actually enjoy it. But the genius behind Rockstar is they basically made a game of of scenes of that movie that weren't in the movie. So they made basically. You didn't see this happen, but it follows the plot. You didn't see this happen, but it follows the plot of the movie. You didn't see this chapter by chapter.
Cool.
Sorry. So that was one of my favorite games of the original Xbox. I wanted to say that because no one has heard of that game. I think it should be released again.
Well, for the record, on Amazon, it's got 4.5 stars. So that's pretty good.
Out of 5.
4.5 stars and selling for $10. So
Out of
go
10.
ahead and go ahead. Yeah, out of 5, 4.5 out of 5. Metascore was an 85. So that's decent. So yeah, cool.
It is decent.
So Metro Last Light for Mark, Red Dead Redemption for me, Warriors pulling out something out of the closet with Warriors, dusting that off.
I know. There you go. What a freaking awesome! I can't even get over how fun. And maybe it's not a single-player game; it's a couch co-op game. But me and my buddy, we spent hours on that game, and it's a Rockstar game. It's story-driven.
Yeah.
Very good game.
Yeah. So on the Xbox One, games we'd like to see come back: Metro Last Light, Warriors, Red Dead Redemption, Call of Duty 4, or Test Drive Unlimited from Chat and Jordan. what game would you like to see? Old game on the Xbox One that you would purchase?
I think I would go with, and this is just because I had so much fun with it, playing with my little brother, playing with you, David. This is actually the first game we really played hardcore together. So mostly for the memories here, but I would
For the
I would
memories.
I would choose. And just 'cause
I'll
I had,
drink
I
to
mean,
that.
I'll
I'll
admit
drink
it,
to that.
it wasn't the best game on the console, but it was. I mean, it was a good game, obviously, but it was just fun playing with friends. Halo 3.
Halo 3.
Halo 3, not even.
Not
okay.
even number one, huh? Halo 3, nice.
Halo 3.
Hey, you
because
know what?
That was the whole finish the fight campaign.
yeah.
I
That was
love that
360.
campaign. That was 360. That was the first game. David, didn't you actually buy an Xbox for Halo 3?
I think I already had it, but yeah.
Oh, but we played team doubles every night before bed.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was so
fun
fun.
times.
We
That
did
is
good
a good
too.
multiplayer
Fun
game.
times.
So I remember just I don't know, me and my
Well,
little
out
brother
of
sticking up
all
on,
of
like,
those,
skulls.
out of all those games to come back on the Xbox One, Jordan's will probably come first.
Yeah.
So
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is a
No,
no.
but it was a good. I mean, and the Halo series for Xbox has been like the groundbreaking. I mean, like the co-op in Halo 1. I don't know if that like the polished co-op in Halo 1 was ever heard of before in a game.
No, that was I beat
Boy,
that. I stayed
guys
up all
did-
night with one of my best friends, and we played that. So I love that. That really changed. That was a game changer. You know.
And
Yeah,
then
and I don't know if you guys know this, but the original Xbox Live model was based off of Halo 2.
Halo 2, and
Yeah.
that's what changed.
Yeah.
I was going to
Yeah.
bring that up. What a game changer for. We talked about Titanfall updating their balance. What a game changer the balance did for even Xbox Live
Yeah.
and the matchmaking system.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
that's true.
You know, and then Halo 3 just took that to another level. Even balanced the game more. I know a lot of. The only critique of Halo 2 was maybe the balance and some of the things. I don't know. I love that light. What is that? The sword thing and hiding in the certain
Energy
spots.
sword,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not saying that just because it's my favorite game, but just because I had so much fun. Same with Red Dead Redemption. You just have so much fun playing online with your friends, and
nice.
it's those type of games I want to see more
And
of. if that
Both
makes
you guys 100%ed Red Dead, right? Jordan and David.
Well,
Yeah.
I platinumed the original copy and the zombie one, but there was additional DLC that I didn't. But Jordan did.
Oh, you still got time, David.
There's actually an
Yeah.
achievement. that
I don't have
says
my
you got-
Xbox 360 anymore, so when it comes on the Xbox
Oh
One,
yeah,
I will.
that's true. Well, when it comes out, you got to do it. You get to do it all over again.
And with that, I think it's time to get out of here, everyone. It has been real tonight. What are you guys working on? Jordan, what are you working on this week? Anything special, unique? What will you be playing?
You know what I pulled out this morning actually, which I'm gonna try and play a little
Your
bit more
dong.
of this week. Forza
Just
5.
kidding. Forza 5, nice.
That game is, in my opinion, it's a challenging game that gets more fun as you work at it.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean,
Yeah,
obviously, I'm
good
still gonna
choice.
play Titanfall with you guys and try and catch up to Mark in the. Well, try, yeah.
You're not
Not
going
gonna
to.
happen.
But just to keep
He's
things
laughing.
different, I'm gonna try and play and stream Forza.
Nice.
Just for
So
fun,
Forza 5 this week for Jordan the man. Where, if someone wanted to watch you, where could they do that at?
You can follow me on Twitch at Xbox or X1 Bros, and then you could follow me on Twitter at _XOB.
Nice.
And if you want, you can just friend me on your personal Facebook too. That'd be cool. So, and that's just Jordan. So.
Mark Heywood, what will you be working on this week?
I'm also going to take this time to announce on Thursday our couch cast that we're going to do. I'm going to frickin' play Lego Marvels with everybody.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
I
I cannot wait.
What is it? Marvel Alliance Lego? What's the actual
No,
title?
it's
I just bought it.
it's
so
Lego Marvel Superhero or
it's coming in the
Super.
mail tomorrow.
Yeah.
Lego
Alright.
Marvel Super. It was on sale on Amazon, so
Okay,
that will
now
be
I-
our game on Thursday. For those of you in chat or anyone else, Thursday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard. Join us on twitch.tv/X1 Bros. We're gonna be casting that out, and hopefully we get past the tutorial this time in this game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if anyone out there, because we can do online multiplayer with that. If anyone out there wants to join us, feel
Just
free.
tweet
Just
us,
tweet
yeah.
us up and
Or if you want to
Have a rocking good
see us
time.
play a game, throw out some suggestions. So,
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds good too. Anyways, that's what I'm going to be playing. My Twitter is @Mr. McSpicy. And am I missing anything? I don't think I am.
Nope.
My Twitch, twitch.tv/Mr. McSpicy, same name. But and I generally play Hearthstone throughout the week, just Ninja Cast when I have time. I'm kind of busy. I've been kind of busy lately, but that's not enough to stay up till 3 in the morning playing video games.
And can
so-
we assume that you will be on Titanfall this week?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Good call.
Okay.
Good call. He may lap me, but I'm not going to let him lap me twice.
Yeah, really. And Mark Ashley, what will you be up to this week?
It'll probably just be Titanfall this week, and then the Lego on Thursday, but it'll just be Titanfall. And I want to play something else, but I think I want to get Thief again, to be honest, and finish that off. But
Yeah, that wouldn't be too
I
bad.
just might do that maybe this weekend. But you can check me out on Twitter, Rad Like My Dad. You can check me out on Twitch, and sometimes I'll Twitch Rust.
And you could see his monster of a tower.
My monster tower.
And he's
I've
not
been-
compensating for anything, so he does.
Yeah, and that's Rad Like My Dad as well. But check out our Facebook page, X1 Bros, and YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, X1
Basically,
Bros.
if you look X1 Bros up, you will find us.
Yeah.
We're
on
all
something.
we're all related. We're
Yeah.
bros, man.
And once again, I will say this, and I know it's probably a complete bold-faced lie because I'll get sucked into
For the
Titanfall, but
third
I
week in a
want
row.
to
Yeah.
finish
I'm gonna
Rise.
put a Rise.
I want to finish Rise.
and you know you could finish it if you just sit down for a couple hours.
I know it's not like it's a long game, and I'm already halfway through it. I'm gonna do it. All right, this
If we
week.
don't do it this week, we're gonna do it next week on Thursday and just finish it for
Yeah,
you.
really. I'm gonna do it this week. So Rise, Son of Rome, I will be streaming that. You can check me out just right here, X1 Bros. Look me up on Twitter, X1 Bros, and look us up on Facebook at X1 Bros, YouTube, X1 Bros, x1bros.com. If you want to email us any suggestions, ideas, comments, concerns, hate mail, whatever.
And that's to Jordan.
Review us.
Yeah.
Please review us. That helps us right now, especially with how things are. So, rate us, review us, tell us we suck, tell us we're awesome.
Yeah,
tell-
you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I'm just that's important to us. It helps us a lot right now.
Yeah,
when
and
we're all little guys.
You
so.
can actually email us at info@x1bros.com, info@x1bros.com, and yes, please go on to iTunes if you like this podcast and rate us, and please leave a comment. That really helps us in the rankings and helps us to bring this to you every week more successfully. Thank you guys for joining us in chat. Checkman12 has been here pretty much the whole time. Larizo, I don't know how to say your name, but thank you for participating. He wants us to play Plants vs. Zombies, so we probably will have to look that one up.
Oh,
and-
I want to play that
and-
one. That one looks fun.
Yeah, and
Oh,
check that one out.
Yeah, that one looks way fun.
And then Seba7471, thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to follow our channel. Check us out on Twitch on our Couchcast this Thursday. Remember, this is the only place that you can find all Xbox One all the time. We are X1 Bros.
If, David, before you outro, if people want to join us while we do this podcast, you can actually join us live Friday evenings. I think we try and start by 10:30. If we have technical difficulties, probably 5 hours later.
Yeah, like tonight. Tonight we're up way late, but that's okay. But yeah, we will 10:30 every Friday. Man, we are all over the place. Anyways, let's get out of here. Thank you guys. Let's game it up this week. Xbox One, X1 Bros. See you later.